Una mattina mi sono alzato, bella ciao, bella ciao. Una mattina mi sono alzato e ho entrato l'invaso.
E le genti che passeranno, oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Delle genti che passeranno mi diranno che
una mattina mi sono alzato, oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Una mattina mi sono alzato e ho trovato l'invaso.
Again, you see
Ciao.
Jesus, that song is long. My God. All right, guys. Here I am. I'm exhausted. I don't know what's been going on. I told you I've been having some issues the last week or so. Well, one of them is just constant exhaustion. I'm beat. I want to go take a nap. I do, but I'll do it after the show. Anyway. All right, I'm going to change. Let's try that again. I'm going to change the subject a little bit. Lately I've been going back and forth. You're talking about some of the mob stuff, mainly shit that's coming from the Alite case and off of Dominic's channel. And I'll tell you what, I like talking about that shit a lot more than that other fucktard. So we're going to talk about that stuff tonight. Let me see. And by the way, this dickhead is over there now. He's like, hey, FBS found out about Erica Patera's channel, and now he's clout chasing her, telling everybody they should subscribe, and follow her. And then he went on, I shit you not, for at least 15 minutes telling everyone they should subscribe to her channel and giving himself credit for like maybe 4 subs she got from him posting a video. So so he can't even get himself subs. Sabrina, $2. I salute to you, Sabrina. Sally, got dollar me more. Dave. Thank you, Sabrina. Patera exposed Jimmy as the punk everyone knew he was. Well, yeah, I told you I have no desire to defend that dude anymore, man. None. But I will also say, I mean, listen, I wouldn't doubt that, if Tommy met him, he doesn't remember. It'd be a much bigger deal to Jimmy than it would be to Tommy. But, then again, I don't know. He seems to have a pretty good memory. He probably never did meet him. Who cares? Who gives a shit at this point? You know what I mean? Who cares? I think Jimmy would have been better off never doing that thumbnail he had Gunsmoke make made it look like a prison visit and shit. But I don't care. Michael Hensley, we love you more. Did I shout out to Saxon and Nick Valente, Ronan, Darren C4S, Frank, Jane Creek? I think I probably shouted all of you out, didn't I? You should check out Revolutionary Change. It's run by Jen and Pete, who are super cool and agree with us politically. Pete is into mob stuff. Oh, yeah? What's it called? Revolutionary Change, huh? I'll take a screenshot of that. I will check it out. Mob stuff and politics combined, huh? Interesting. Does he know that most mob fans are stupid? I'm assuming. Which side is he on? Because, Did you ever go? Oh, you're talking to him. Sabrina, yes, it did. It was terrible time. Oh. All right. So anyway, I was listening to this Dominic show, and there's a couple of things I took away from it. One is Gene. Dominic really glazes Gene, like really, like he's his son. He talks about Gene like as if Gene was on his level, and he says that Gene was a killer. That's what he said. I heard it with my own ears. Dominic Cicali said Gene was a killer, just like me. And then later on in the show, somebody said something about Joey being a killer. Dominic said Joey's definitely a stone cold killer, and Gene said we all are. Now maybe he means like a killer, like he'll go after people. He's a tough bastard, but if you mean killer by the definition of the word, then Gene's not that. And guys, you know me, it's no big deal. I can't stand when people talk bullshit. It's a goofy thing to say. It waters everything else down then. You know what I mean? It's like, well, just anybody can call themselves a killer now. Why not? I understand they're close and stuff, but it is nauseating sometimes. It is. I'm telling you. And I'll tell you the truth, even though, like I said, I don't like Gene after what he did with that girl. Neither of them really bother me at all on their own. It's just together, and it's more Dominic than it is Gene. Dominic is obviously older. He has a lot of wisdom. But, wait, what is this? right? And what it is down, and what is it down? You're exactly right. Waters it down. That's what you meant. Waters it down. Yeah, yeah, it does. It does. Like Dominic has bodies. You know what I mean? Joey Merlino has bodies. Gene doesn't have bodies. So just call things by their correct name. That's all I ask. Holy shit. I just hate all this fronting on here, man. For people, fronting for themselves, for other people. Anyway, like I said, I don't really have much of a problem with either of them apart from each other. I mean, Dominic actually seems like, without a doubt, the most level-headed, wise, and even somewhat humble individual. He's more of those things than anyone. Any of these former guys. You know what I mean? There's no question about it. No question about it. So, I don't know. He's good to listen to, but anyway, you know what I'm mainly interested in? Well, I'll tell you what it is, Robert. None of those guys are bright. I mean, like Dominic might be bright in business and stuff, but everywhere else he's dim. You know what I mean? I'm not even being a smart ass. I mean, if you listen to Dominic talk, you can tell he doesn't have much common sense. He knows a lot about the mafia. He was part of it. But that's it. He's definitely something off about him. But I'm really interested in this Joey Merlino, Johnny Alite thing, guys. You guys might not take interest, but I do. Now, I was listening to James Proctor. He was on Dominic's show. I guess this a show from yesterday or something. And J.R. Rubio was on there. He is insanely uninteresting to listen to. But J.R. Rubio, James Proctor, Gene, Dominic. This other guy came on later, Richard Caruso or something, but he came on to glaze Gene too. But they were just they were talking about this, and James Proctor and J.R. Rubio said that Joey Merlino, not only does he not talk about John Alite, but he also doesn't talk about Mikey Scars and who's the other person? Robert, you remember who's the other person? Mikey Scars and fuck me, I don't remember. But anyway, I guess I'm more focused on the John Alite thing. I mean, this is the main reason. I don't know. I don't remember seeing any videos where something was brought up about Mikey Scars, and then Joey chose to ignore it. I didn't see anything like that. But I saw Fat Joe talk about Alite, call him a rat, called him by his name and called him a rat, and Joey just laughed it off and changed the subject real quick. That's fucking bizarre, man. Dominic had his finger pricked over a Pokemon card, so he was never technically me. I just Bobby B. Oh, you mean Bobby Luisi? Because that's the guy he brought up, Bobby Luisi. Is that who you're talking about? I don't know why Bobby B, but anyway, yeah, those are the three guys: Mikey Scars, John Alite, and Bobby Luisi. Yeah. Bobby Luisi. No, you know what? I was going to say Bobby Luisi might be because he was a witness against Joey Merlino, and there might be some, that might be a touchy subject. But then again, so was J.R. Rubio, and Joey's talked about him. So I don't know, but I'm dying to find out the answer. And I would think the pressure would be on now for Joey to answer this, because just like John's friends, including even Gene now, are questioning whether or not John had a secret, friendship with Joey Merlino. I would think Joey's friends have to be wondering the same thing, unless they all know what the deal is. James Proctor said something about maybe Joey's, just selective with who he talks about. Guys, I'll say what I said 5 years ago in one of my first videos. If you're against rats, you're against rats. Okay? If you're not, you're not. But if you're against them, you have to be like, it's something, it's like, if you pick a specific criminal act or something, you hate anybody who commits that crime. Then it's anybody. It's anybody. It's the crime you hate. So anybody who commits it, you hate them as well. You know what I mean? So ratting, you hate anybody who rats. That's Joey says that himself. He hates rats. He wouldn't even take part in his own, uncle's, he wouldn't go to the wake. He wouldn't go to the funeral. He told the guy, his niece, I guess, Joey's or cousin, whatever the fuck she was. I don't know. I'm tired, guys. Just to flush him down the toilet where he belongs. You know what I mean? So he's supposed to hate all rats. So I don't want to hear he's being selective, because that makes him as much of a phony as everybody else. You can't be selective. We've seen Angel be very selective. We've even seen MRE and those fruits in the troll army be very selective. Okay. But, they're nobodies. We're talking about Joey fucking Merlino. All right. You either stand for something or you don't. I mean, isn't that part of being a stand-up guy, which is what, all these douchebags do, decades in prison for, just so a bunch of fucktard nobodies can see them as a stand-up guy? I mean, God almighty, did you listen to those Tommy Patera phone calls? Do you hear his life? A fucking prison riot broke out while he was on the phone with his daughter. This guy's been in prison since what, the 90-something? It's like, holy shit. This is your life. I know, hey, a bunch of fucking idiots who are obsessed with mobsters will see you as the stand-up guy for the rest of your life. But guess what? The people who cooperated, they're all sitting on the beach. I mean, they're all sitting on the beach and in their mansions and doing their thing, getting pussy and, living lives like, normal men. And you're in a situation where at, whatever fucking Tommy Karate is, he's got to be around 70 years old. He's, he can't even hear his daughter on the phone because a fucking prison riot just broke out. I mean, it really does make you think, like, hey, listen, I understand some people do it because their own pride, self-respect, integrity. It's like, hey, I'm a stand-up guy. I don't tell on nobody. All right. But I guarantee you, if you could, read these guys' minds, okay, and you could somehow ask them the question, what if nobody ever knew? Like, what if you could just give the information, and instead of doing life in prison, you could be free on the streets and nobody will ever know? This way you could still be seen as a stand-up guy. They would say, yeah, I'm telling. You'd have to be retarded not to. I mean, really, what a life. Holy shit. Anyway. I think there's something going on with Joey, with the Alite thing specifically. As far as Alite, not talking about Joey for the same sort of reason. Listen, you know what? Maybe I'm in denial. You're just never going to convince me that John Alite was any major mob figure anywhere, including New York, no less Philadelphia. I just don't see. And I know it was a different time. Then Joey wasn't no boss or nothing, depending on what time frame we're even talking about. I don't know what we're talking about, 80s, 90s? I'm assuming 80s, right? I mean, but still. I just don't see him being taken all that seriously. I could be wrong about that. I could be. But I don't think he necessarily I think, then again, I don't know. He really kisses Joey's ass. He said something about he's the biggest gangster since John Gotti. They just said on Dominic's show that John Alite said that. What did I say? John Gotti? No. Biggest gangster since Al Capone. What did I say? Did I say Al Capone? I don't know. I just think that's absurd, I think John, listen, one thing I learned about a lot of these guys is they like to feel things out. Okay. They're outcast by basically everybody in their lives once they make that decision, right? So they try to see if there's anywhere with anyone, they can fit back in, like in some way, shape, or form. Like, well, if this guy just doesn't hate me, if I talk him up a little bit, maybe he'll talk me up a little bit. And believe me, John Alite would give his left arm for Joey Merlino to say, well, he's a rat, but he was a tough guy in the streets. It's kind of like Trump. Trump he'll speak well of dictators just in the hopes that they'll speak well of him. He really doesn't care if you killed 9 million people as long as you're nice to him, And John is, he is a Trump supporter. So I think that might be. I'm going to give you an example, guys. There's a certain mob guy that's been on MobTube for a long time. Now, one thing I've noticed about this individual is that I don't want to use it. How do I want to say this? He lives his life in the past. Okay. And I mean, when I say in the past, I mean, we all do it to an extent. Like every day when I go to bed, every night, whatever, I think about mistakes I made. I think about people from my past. I think about, all kinds of shit. I think about my mom, stuff like that. We all live in the past to some extent. It's human nature. But I mean, this is a person who every video, every topic, every conversation is about how things used to be. And a lot of those guys do that, but this one specifically I'm pointing out for a reason. One thing I noticed with this guy is that all he wants in this world is to be back in a time where him and his friends were all hanging out together, and apparently you don't watch my show often, Tyrone. I'm always all over the place. This person has, reached out over the last few years, or at least I won't say reached out. I can't say that for sure. I don't know, but has definitely tried at different times to, get the attention of old friends of his, or, even when he would speak badly about one friend for a certain reason for however long, once that person might be back in the picture somehow, he starts being real nice to him because he thinks once again, well, even if I could just, rekindle some friendship with even one of my old friends, it'll be worth it. And I've watched this person, and there's times where I've wanted to say to him, I mean, Jesus Christ, bro, it's over. I mean, I wish I could go back to the 90s every fucking day, but you can't. It's just the way it is. You just got to move on. You got to, I guess, cherish your memories. I don't know what happened. It literally just shut off on me. But anyway, you guys might know who I'm talking about, but I noticed it with this person, and there's other guys like this too. I mean, there's one guy who, wanted to get in touch with people from his past so badly that, you know, he went berserk when I refused to keep a certain piece of contact information up. There's, you know, a lot of this stuff. But that one person I was talking about a minute ago, that's the main one. You know, it's like anytime he sees an opportunity, even if he's somebody he claims did. I don't know what keeps happening, guys. I got like pizza's fucking Wi-Fi right now or some shit. Let me see. Maybe because of Alite's New York connections, the Philly guys saw him as a bigger figure than what he actually was. It's possible, but I don't know. Joey came from a time where somebody from New York with lots of connections, even, you know, Gotti type connections, there's nothing impressive really. He was around Scarfo and people like that. Plus, also, I don't think Joey at least, you know, who knows who else in the crew might have had respect for him, but Joey, I don't think would give a shit. And no matter what, John is Albanian. You know what I mean? So nobody in that life is going to have too much respect for him. You know what I'm saying? At least not as a mob guy of any type. Just my opinion. I wish I could go back to 1983, 11th grade in high school. I would do everything different, but I can't. Oh, yeah. Listen, man. And it sucks. It does. It does suck dealing with the fact that, you know, you can only go forward. There's no going back. And anything that's happened in the past, you know, there's no changing it. It sucks. But I mean, it appears, you know, that there are some people who can't let go of it, you know, who can't let go of it. Even if here's the thing, even if their life was substantially worse back then than it is now. So, but anyway, what's the Feds war? Anyway, I just think I think this is. I don't know if we're going to find anything out, but I think Joey Merlino is in a position where he should probably have something to say about this now. You know what I mean? Like everybody's going to wonder now. Wait a minute, why the fuck has he never spoken out about Johnny Alite? And then they said on Dominic's show, and they were right, that when this was brought up to Joey Merlino or something, or to Joey Merlino. I think it was on the Fat Joe thing. Joey Merlino said the guy Steve Loca, whatever the fuck his name is, who was like the guy that was involved in this business with Alite. Joey said that guy's gonna rat, but he didn't say anything about John. How fucking crazy would it be if they had some sort of deep dark secret together? And that could be many different things, you know. But let's just say it was a crime in their past. Personally, I think John would have already told on him. We talked a lot about a lot of this the last time I did one of these shows, but I'm just so curious. I'm not curious about why John you know, glazes Joey the way he does, but I'm very curious about why Joey refuses to mention his name. And if there's anything, you know, that if Joey in any way, shape, or form, just to say, yeah, well, Dave, imagine, Jesus, let's just say in any way, shape, or form, Joey, you know, has some sort of even secret friendship with John Alite or some arrangement where he won't talk about him. I mean, then all of Joey's credibility should be tossed out immediately. You know what I mean? Because it's like, and honestly, it's already getting to that point. Why won't he mention this dude? Why not? And why isn't everybody asking him this? Merlino and Alite beat a chicken to death with a stick, allegedly. Yeah, it's very possible. I could see Alite doing the work on that job. The baseball bat, not a stick. But anyway. Pasta patate. What's up, brother? Good to see you. So what's your opinions, guys, on this? Tell me the truth. What do you think? You think there's something going on there? You think it's just that for whatever reason Joey just doesn't talk about John? But there's nothing, suspicious. How would that be possible? This guy did a show about this is a guy, I want to remind you, he called Sonny Franzese, a guy who could not be seen as more honorable or more of a legend in that life. He called him a rat, but he refuses to call John Alite a rat. Remember I talked about this too recently. I did a show way back in the beginning on Alite's 302s, and he had like 300 and something people in his 302s that he gave information on. I mean, it was astounding. It really was. He wasn't like somebody who just testified against John Jr. No. Never know. Joey is feminine and Alite. Well, Alite, I could see it. Yeah, I hear you on that. And Joey damn sure is feminine. Listen, I ain't saying it's not like that. I just wonder if maybe I said this on the last show too. I hate doing this repeating myself shit, but the last show we did about this anyway. Maybe it is just some knowledge John has about Joey. It might not even be something from the past that was criminal. Maybe it's just something. Everybody has some dirt. Everybody. Now, with a guy like Joey, believe me, I know that it's, it's a little more hard to believe that a guy that high profile could have much dirt hanging around out there, but everybody does. Who knows what it might be? Who knows what it might be? But Joey Merlino appears to be scared to talk about John Alite. I don't know about the Mikey Scars thing and all that. That's what James Proctor said. And there is one thing I'll say about James. I love James. James is a good dude. But he was talking to Gene about the whole Carmine Agnello Gotti thing, beating up the girlfriend and stuff. And Gene was saying how the girl is the one who called the cops and the guy kind of beat her up pretty bad and, whatever. And James said, well, no, I heard that it wasn't even her that called the cops. It was a neighbor who called the cops and they weren't even fighting, and as soon as I heard that, whose name came up to my mind when I thought, who could have told? Now, I'm not even saying this is true about James, but basically absolved Carmine Agnello Gotti of any responsibility. Who do you think might have given James that information? That the kid is just totally innocent. That girl didn't even call the cops. It was just a mistake. Who? Go ahead. They say that's about the height he is. Yeah. That's what they say. Go eat an entire warehouse of used ones, Heffy. What the fuck? Who are you talking to? I don't know. Soto, we had a great time at the bars. Oh, you guys are talking about baseball shit. What was the question I asked of you guys? Oh yeah, who do you think gave Proctor that alternative story? Go ahead, let me know. Because I was like, oh man, listen, somebody told James that the kid is completely innocent. I wonder who that could be. Guys, you suck. It should not be taking you this fucking long. Seriously. It should not. It should not. Lee Cole and Angel. Yeah, Miss Angel got there we go. Yeah. Miss Angel got it. Yes, sir. Yep. Yeah. Angel is like, well, listen here, Proctor. My father, no. Uh, listen, I can joke at least, right? I don't pick on Angel, but there's no question that, no matter what, if Angel saw somebody blow somebody's brains out, one of her family members blow their brains out right in front of her in broad daylight on a crowded street, she would still be like, "No, you got the wrong story. It's not what happened." You know. So, and listen, I know James is no dummy. James does research and stuff thoroughly. He knows what he's talking about. But this one, because quite frankly, and I just double checked before this show, it was the girl that called the cops. So I don't know where James would have heard otherwise, unless it was from Angel. I just thought I'd bring that up because it was the girl, and then right away she started trying to get the charges dropped, which again, if she wasn't the one that called the cops and didn't press any kind of charges, that wouldn't even be up to her. So why would she be calling? But listen, quite frankly, and I don't know that kid and I don't care to, but he looks like a bloated tick to me. I don't know, but I wonder, gee, so a girl allegedly gets beat up by a Gotti kid and then immediately started calling the police, asking them to drop the charges like frantically. Yeah, that must be because he's innocent. Yeah, there couldn't be any other possible reason for that. You know what I mean? Like John Jr. or Victoria saying, "I'll give you 10 grand," or somebody saying, "Listen, there's still one or two of us that could break your fucking legs, bitch," or we'll put you in a fucking wheelchair or something. You know what I mean? Like, let's not use the fact that the girl's trying to drop the charges as proof of the kid's innocence. Let's not. Let's be honest here. Come on now. Come on, stop it. Rhymes with Strangel, yeah. Yeah, Soto, I was looking. Oh, you guys, the fucking baseball talk. Classic case of DV. Yeah, man. And like I said, I don't know that the kid is guilty of like beating the girl. I'm just saying it would be retarded to think that, because she's trying to get the charges dropped now. Listen, people, they want to go with the outcome that is going to be most pleasant for them to have to deal with. Like they know what the outcome could be of pressing charges against this kid and all that bullshit. At the very least, it might just be a bunch of old women nagging the shit out of you every fucking day. It might be you being called a rat. It might be whatever, but it could also be maybe you could get hurt or again, maybe they just paid her off, or maybe she's so in love with the guy, which that she just doesn't want him in trouble. But then again, she probably wouldn't have called the cops on him then. You know what I mean? That's just my everybody makes those decisions. You know what I'm saying? Everybody makes those decisions. Like if they're gonna press charges on somebody, they weigh, well, is it worth it? What do I have to deal with if I do versus what if I don't? And that could be going through the girl's head too. You know what I mean? It could be. All Gottis are innocent. It's a conspiracy against them. True story. Yeah. It's true, man. It's true. Anybody want to donate on this show? I ask for a good reason. I'm very tired. So I'm just asking because if not, I'll probably dip for the night, which I don't want to do that, because I do need to make money a lot. Although somebody from Mr. Anonymous 6 earlier sent me $99 after the show. He might have even sent it during the show, but I wasn't getting my fucking notifications until late. So it was after the show. I got it, and Bobby Barbarian sent $10. But still, I still need people to donate. So if you feel like it, go right ahead. Oh, that guy. Oh, yeah. Ignore it. Who gives a fuck about those people? Guys, it's been years now. My nose is, fucked. And they're like, oh, my God, look, he's sniffling. Yeah, that's what I do. Unfortunately. Stupid motherfuckers. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here. it'd be more accurate to say I'm heavily sedated right now, considering the way I'm acting, or at least it would seem more accurate, because I am exhausted. You guys have seen me at times like this, especially like the second show of the day. You've seen me at times where I'm just so knocked out that if you would have said, "Oh, you look like you're on benzos or something," I'd be like, "Yeah, he's probably right. I do." But cocaine, sometimes I wonder if you guys have ever seen someone on cocaine. I don't think you have, because I'd be bouncing off the fucking walls. I'd also be drinking, by the way. Yeah, Dave, $5 for no one ever matches me. Cheap mofos. I know, man. Well, listen, Dave is one of the biggest sponsors of the show, and he says match, so you should match. But anyway, this story is going to be ongoing. Did you? Oh, this is fish ice. Oh, fuck out of here, bro. Who's talking to you? Aren't you busy? Aren't you famous now or something? Why are you around here? Jesus Christ, this guy's got an empty fucking life. He's famous now. He's probably making, tens of thousands of dollars off TikTok a month. He's got his ice business. It's the summertime, so even though he's in fucking Minnesota or whatever, it's hot. And still, he always has time to pop into my chat. I don't know that anybody threatened anyone, but I mean, is that a possibility? I mean, yeah, I'd say probably is. Is there a good chance of that? Yeah, I'd say so. And I don't know nothing about this girl. I know she's from around there, and she's probably fully aware the Gottis are not who they used to be. But still, sometimes you just don't want the agita. It's like, fuck this, man. That the Gottis get in the fucking newspapers. They slander the shit out of you. They do that every time they attack somebody. When they attacked that girl in the fucking gym, same thing. They immediately started slandering her. So, it might just not be worth it. Go back to TikTok. Yeah, fish. Go back there, fuckface. Fucking Nadu, giving you advice. Nadu, you should be ashamed of yourself. And Nadu did not. The desired outcome was not for fish to become a fucking, a fucking viral social media star. But Jeff, this is why you got to be careful who you give advice to. Ends up in the wrong hands. Next thing you know, one of the biggest jerk offs on the planet gets famous. Although, does anybody ever see his face on those videos? I don't know. I bet the voice is recognized a lot of places, though. Fish's voice. He does have a somewhat unique voice. So does Tommy Karate, by the way. Guys, listen, and pizza. I don't give a fuck about Tommy Karate, Erica Patera, or anybody else named Patera. I don't give a fuck. The reason, you stupid fuck, why I was saying, hey guys, why don't you go subscribe? And this is her channel, is because when you use somebody's content, somebody who might want to strike you, generally, as long as you put their a link to their video, the video you're using in the description of your video, or you shout them out, send people over there to subscribe and shit, generally they'll leave you alone if you do something like that, versus if you just do nothing and play their shit. I've told you, Tony, there's nobody here who impresses me. Okay? Nobody. Especially not a woman who apparently, from what Tommy said, I mean, they just found out she's his daughter. I don't know what the fuck went on there, but Tommy Karate is offering $1,500 to find the girl's biological mother, which is very bizarre to me. How? Because they're all cheap cocksuckers. That's why. Which is, it makes me wonder. What was I saying? Must be all the cocaine. What was I saying? Oh. How do you not know? I understand not knowing who your biological father is. And I don't want to knock the girl. I mean, it's obviously not her fucking fault. Whatever happened in her life, probably lived a rough life. She's probably a good person. But how do you not know who your biological mother is? Unless if you were put up for adoption, and maybe they said she was, I don't remember. Maybe if she was just raised by a family who adopted her. Maybe she never found out as a kid. I guess that's probably the only way, right? Otherwise, somebody would have to know. Well, I think back then, because she can't be too young. I'm assuming she's got to be at least in her 50s. I think back then, you know, they didn't have this same type of, record keeping and habits and shit, you know. They didn't have as sophisticated a system. I know, Dave, they don't care. None of these people care. They say, fuck you, Chris. You know, we'll watch them. We won't give you shit. This is how it is. Oh, War, $5 for because. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. There you go, Dave. War matched you. So anyway, before this show, I was listening to a little bit of Douchebag. He went on Pizza, and I'm not even going to get into it because, like I said, no pizza, just mob talk. I'm just going to mention that he, it was, again, nonsense from beginning to end. But one of the funniest parts is he was pounding his chest and saying that's all muscle. And here's the strange thing. He said, oh, FBI says I have 44 double Ds. No, I didn't, Tony. I said double Ds. You said 44 double Ds. Now, how do you know? Did you wind up with a man's ear somehow? Did you try some bras on? How do you know? 44 double D. That's large. How long until Pizza says he dated Tommy's daughter? What's the over-under? 72 hours. Yeah, definitely. And I'll take the under. Yeah, without a doubt. Listen, I knew Tommy. Jimmy, you didn't know Tommy Karate. I knew Tommy, okay? We went back like babies and pacifiers, as ODB would say. Sabrina Merrick, $5, match Dave. Thank you, Sabrina. Appreciate you. Sorry, guys, my level of energy isn't up, as much as it usually is. But I'm just beat, man. See, this is my problem. I haven't been skating. And when I just sit around all day, oh, my God. You know what they say? A body in motion stays in motion. A body at rest stays at rest. As long as I'm up and active, I'll stay awake all day, no matter how much sleep I got. But last night, I actually got the best night's sleep I've had in probably months, and I'm exhausted. It's just because I've been sitting here all fucking day. It's too hot. I went out earlier. It's got to be right now. I'm assuming it's still in the 90s. York, PA weather. $98 degrees. 98 degrees. It is insanely hot. So, and no, I know what you're going to say. If you can't take that, how are you going to live in Florida? Because in Florida, the water is everywhere. That's how. Here, there's no water, just land. Unless you got a pool, which we gave our pool up a long time ago. So, all right, guys, I guess I'm going to get going. I'm going to be back on tomorrow as usual. We'll talk about something. If you hear anything good, it is disrespectful, without a doubt, Robert B. If you hear anything good about anything fun going on, I could talk about other than this fucktard for a little while, or forever, for that matter. Or if you hear anything else about this situation, please let me know, because this mob stuff doesn't intrigue me anymore. But it does intrigue me that Joey Merlino is Mr. Anti-Rat, but there's one specific rat that no matter what, he refuses to call out. And that specific rat just got busted not that long ago, you know? And that specific rat also talks Joey Merlino up like he's Al Capone. Or wait, yeah, yeah. I said that right. 98, but feels like 108. That's hot. Is that what it said? No, did it say that here? Feels like 109. Holy shit. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's all good, man. Soto, you're the man, bro. $30 for interrupting you 4 times and some fireworks for your stepson. Oh, thank you, bro. Thank you. Well, I'm considering the, last year we did the memorial thing for my mom on 4th of July. I'm considering doing that again, but I don't know. I got a lot going on in my head about the whole thing. Unfortunately, I can't get into it on here, but yeah. lot of thoughts going through my head about whether or not I should do that. Joey called Alite a rat multiple times when he reviewed the Netflix doc. Oh, he did? Oh. Well, shit. Why didn't he say anything on Fat Joe's show, though? Joey Merlino Netflix review. Okay, well then, listen, I'm going to listen to this.
Now, this is 30, fucking 20-something years ago. Horsehead testified that me...
Yeah, I'm going to have to watch Joey Merlino Netflix or Mob War Reaction Part 2. Well, yeah, I'll listen to that. And I'll see. But he's still not talking about him. Like, if he calls him a rat, that's one thing. But he's still not talking about him. Although, that is something, He doesn't talk people who don't. He doesn't talk about people who don't talk about him for the most part. What about Sonny Franzese? You know what I mean? What about Sonny Franzese? And see, you might be right as far as other people. I mean, I don't know who spoke about who first in the Joey Gene thing or in the Joey Dominic thing. I don't know. But you see what I mean, though, comment creator 718. I mean, if you're against rats, you're against all rats. So why do they have to talk about you for you to talk about them? Like, I'm against pedophiles. If I find out somebody's a pedophile, I'm not going to say, well, but he doesn't talk about me, so I'm not going to mention him. You know what I mean? I would have to. But I don't know. Let me learn. I guess there's shit I don't know. As usual, most things. So thanks for letting me know that, comment creator. All right, guys. I appreciate you. I'm going to go watch these reactions as much as I can't stand watching Joey. And I'll see you next time. Wait, there's nothing there between Joey and Alite is my main point. You don't think? Maybe you're right. All right. Thanks, guys. Peace.